Hello traders, it's Chris here. Welcome back for another video. I hope you're doing well. This is our top trade review video that comes out on Tuesdays. This time we're going to be covering a stock trade. Normally we've been covering a lot of FX trades. This time we're covering a stock trade from one of our members, Byron. He's been very active in the markets lately. He's been posting a lot of trade setups, several trade setups each day on trading stocks. He's been doing very, very well. So super proud of it. And I kind of wanted to give a shout out to him for just really being a great community member, very, kind of active and posting his charts, his trades, trade ideas and everything that he's looking at. And so just been great to have him in there, and he's been a super participant of it. So I wanted to shout out to Byron on that. Nice job on that. So we're going to cover his trade. We're going to take a look at FTNT. This is a Fortinet, the trade we were looking at a couple days ago that we had talked about in our kind of market open. So when market open happens around 6:30 California time, 9:30 New York, when the market does open, I'm there, and within the first few minutes I'm posting trade ideas, trade setups, what I'm watching, what's on my list, and what I'm looking to trade for that day. And one of those was FTNT, and Byron decided to take advantage of this one here. So we're going to get into his trade here. We're going to get into his exact trade setup, his entry, stop loss, take profit, whole strategy, and we're going to show you what he did. And then I'm going to give my analysis and feedback on it so that, we talk about areas that, he could have improved upon. We can talk about areas that, maybe some adjustments. There is a slight adjustment that I would have made on this one here. And so you can see how we teach our members to trade, how we can teach them to make money, and how we can teach you to improve your performance. So we're going to get into this. Before we do, go ahead and smash the like button below. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And so let's go ahead and jump into this here. So this is the trade right here at FTNT. He was trading on a 3-minute time frame, and his entry is at 136.73. His stop loss was about $1, a little over $1 below. 135.45, so he's about $1.27.28 below, and his take profit is 140.92. So he's looking for about a little $4 target, a little over $1.25 stop loss. Total R to R on this one here is 327, and it took him about 2 hours and 27 minutes. That's typical opening drive stock trade, that when you get a good movement on the open, that you should be able to get to your target or at least be in good profit within the first couple hours. So that's a trade right here, and here's the trade from the actual broker's chart. And so here's his entry showing that right here, and that's where his take profit is. So I have a chart for you here. We're going to get into this. It's already kind of planned out for you. So here's the actual trade, and it's got the same numbers here. You can see the 136.73, and there's his take profit right there. And so I'm going to go ahead and delete this here so we can kind of get into the trade and basically just kind of talk about what's going on here. So first off, FTNT, pretty strong, very strong gap up on high volume, and just continued volume push through that there. So this actually created a trade setup of ours where students were buying, and that turned out really, really well. Just a gap and go, short impulsive move, corrective structure, as you can see right here. We'll kind of highlight this one here, and then continued strong volume. You can see it's strong volume because look at yesterday, the prior day's volume, and look at this volume. So the increased volume shows increased participation from not just retail but institutional players. There's a lot of people involved in this stock. You want to get in that when the price action is right and everything's kind of aligned. So did a great trade on this one here. Hit this here and kind of double tapped this resistance here at about 136.61, and then pulled back towards the end of the day. Second day was kind of consolidation. You can see low volume, low participation from people, and so not a whole lot going on in that. And then the market reopens, and this is what happens. It kind of is tacking this already into the prior day. So here's the 7th, and here's the 8th, and now we're going to be getting into the 9th. So it had been reattacking this resistance at 136.60 and kind of closed above it right before the close. And then on the open, the market had gapped down and then just was bought up from the open here. So it opened, went down, pushed up, almost got above it, and closed right here. So the market is continually attacking this level after hitting it this first day. And so after selling off, it had a late day push here and pushing into resistance and closing above it. So we're still bullish on the stock. There's nothing really changed in the stock that we're not bullish on it. And so when the market had gapped down and then started to climb, we felt like this was a good trade opportunity, and we had mentioned it to our members that it was on our hot list. So as you can see, volume is back, not only the end of the close here, but the volume is back on this day here. And so after the gap, then market pushes up and clears out pretty much any stop losses that were here. So any stop losses, highest stop loss would have been, a little bit above 36, maybe a little 37. This cleared out all the stop loss. So anybody that was short, if they weren't following the price action context and the order flow, they got stopped out on this one here. So on this big push, stopped out, but then the market sells off back a little bit, comes right back to this level. And really it's just probing for liquidity here. This is, it's just probing. It goes a little bit below, comes back above it, and pretty much is signaling to him, hey, it's going to hold this level, so I want to get long. So rejects that VWAP a couple times, bam, bam, as you can see here, boom, boom, and then it just closes above it and it just runs. And from there, it just went straight on to his target at, I think it was 140.92. So a couple things that I like about this here. First off, he's trading with trend, so that is always super important. Trade with trend, you're trading with the dominant order flow. We always recommend trading with trend as much as possible. He's trading on a day that there's strong volume, so we had the gap and there was good volume. It was higher than yesterday's. Not quite as good as the day before that had the big run, but still strong volume, telling us that there's good, not only retail, but institutional order flow involved in this, good participation. And so that's super important. It's holding above this breakout level. This was former resistance, and it's now treating it as support. So that's what we call an RRL. That's a roll reversal level. That's when the roll of the level, which was resistance, now gets treated as support when the market breaks above it. So before bears are treating it as, or bulls are treating it as resistance, bears were selling there. When the market breaks through that, and the market then comes back to and starts treating it as support, then that tells us that the overall dominant order flow has flipped to recognize, hey, not only was the market long before, but now it's confirming that this level is a now support level and you want to get long on that there. So he's looking to get long, and he does. He gets long at, I think it was like 73. So just a few pips above this, or a few points. Sorry, there's my Forex training. So a few points above it there, and he's long at 36.73. And so pretty much a darn good entry. I like his entry on this one here. I would do a couple adjustments on here. So first off, you want to get as close to this level as possible. We know the level is strong. We know that there's some orders here. So we know that, hey, if everybody stopped out at this point, we want to be getting long at this level. The tighter you get to the level, the tighter your stop loss is, the greater your upside profitability is on this one here. So I feel like he had a couple options in terms of adjustments. One, get on the level. That's about 10 cents lower than what he was. That would have helped reduce his stop a little bit on that one there. Or the other option is with the market, and let's kind of zoom in here. The market treating this as resistance, VWAP as resistance, why not get in on the close of this candle? Closes above the candle, closes above VWAP. That's basically telling us, hey, all systems go at this point. There's very strong buying in here. If this isn't the best entry, which is the best entry, that's the premium entry, that's the premium location. And you can see that, you know, after pushing, rejects, and just pushes and closes right above these two wicks here. So for me, this is your premium entry, but then alternate entry, if you can't get that, wait until the next candle closes above VWAP. And then once you do that, you can just put your stop loss below these two wicks right here. So he could have had a much tighter stop loss. Instead of having it about $1.25, $1.27 stop loss, he could have got in at 37.28, could have had a 80-cent stop loss here. So instead of having $1.25, 27, he's now got an 80-cent stop loss. We know that there's strong buying here because literally the candle is right on top of each other. Lows are right on top of each other. Super strong buying, closes at the top. So there's no profit taking for that candle. And so that would have been an alternative option there. Could have given him an alternate stop loss placement here that would have been tighter below the level, and he could have rode that one for profit. So that would be my only two adjustments on this one here. So in terms of his target, he targeted 140.92. Now the thing about it is that FTNT was at all-time highs at this point. So really you don't have, because you have no history, you don't have any price action or technical indicators to decide, hey, where am I going to target? So you want to start looking for round numbers at this point, you know, and you could go 140, and after that you can go $1 every one. So 141, 142, 143. There was a big spike up here, and then it kind of builds a little bit of pressure and ends up breaking out a little bit higher up to 141.39. He decided to get out 140.92, and I feel like pretty darn good take profit on this one here. I don't know if he was managing it, but if he was managing it, you know, he could have waited until it kind of broke back below this kind of resistance there. And so it kind of breaks out. And then once it got back below it, you could have done that. That would have been an option. You know, had he decided to hold this for a little bit longer and rode a little bit higher, he could have got out at 142. You know, I mean, it went all the way up to 142.27, 25. So I feel like he could have maybe, you know, managed it and squeezed a little bit more on this. The problem is, what are you going to use at that point? VWAP is very far away. That means it's a high momentum trade. So he's not really going to get, you know, VWAP as kind of a trailing indicator on this one here. So honestly, I think his overall take profit was really well done. And I think he, you know, whether he chose this or he felt like, hey, I'm done with it at this point, he kind of ended up getting lucky because it did pull back a little bit. And if he had waited to get out at 140, he would have lost a lot of his upside. That would have been almost a full dollar in there, 92 cents. So overall, I think a great job on this one here. I feel like overall entry, I give it an A. Could have been a little bit more precision, or he could have done that alternate entry with the closing on VWAP. But other than that, I give the entry an A. Timing, darn good on that one there. I give that an A. And in terms of target, excellent target on this one here for plus 3.27R. So for every $1,000 he's risking, he made about $3,270 profit on this one here. And it only took him 2 hours. And that's the great thing about trading stocks, is that when you can find these high Momo trades, Momo meaning momentum, when you can find these good trades, you can get very tight stop losses and you can get really powerful moves in a few hours, generally within the opening drive. So, you know, it's just, that's one of the advantages of trading stocks, which I'm going to talk about in this Friday's video, about some of the advantages of trading stocks and maybe why you want to check it out. But you get plenty of volatility, you get plenty of movement. I mean, this is a pretty darn good movement within a few hours, and it's just hard to get these kind of movements in FX these days, you know, with volatility being down in the FX pair. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to smash that like button below there, subscribe to our channel, and make sure you click that little bell thing that gives you notifications anytime we post something on our community channel. I'm very active in posting in that, trade ideas, you know, kind of setups, commentary, what's going on in the market, what I'm seeing, and also new posts that we're looking at as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. And also leave a comment in the comment section below. What videos would you like to see and what topics would you like to see in terms of stock trading? Let us know in the comment section and then we'll consider for an upcoming video. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll look forward to your comments and feedback. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you in the next video.